Welcome back to the Aussie Outdoorsman, guys. We have just been driving for what feels like a million hours. I've got Brady on the camera, and we're just going to check some rifles. I want to check the 300 and then re-sight the 270 in, and then we're going to go look for some goats, see if they're around, and then tomorrow mid-morning I think we're going to head and look for some donkeys to another station. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the ride. So one of the main reasons that we wanted to come out was to try out my engagement present that the fiance got me. We've got a KS Arm stock with a custom fluted barrel, Terminator muzzle brake, carbon fiber stock. It was nice and light. The muzzle brake means it shoots like a 223, 243. Detachable 3-round magazine, and I've got a spare 8-round magazine, and Vortex gun. So nice Razor 4-5 to 22. I really love this rifle. So hopefully we can blood it this weekend. Yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock. We've just been out looking for goats for a little while. We went and glassed a bit, ran around a bit, did all that fun stuff. Didn't see anything, which of course. So now we are making tracks and getting out of this station. We'll swing past the farmhouse, see if anyone's around. But otherwise, we are going to move on to the next station and see if we can't do what the main goal is and pull in a few donkeys. So yeah, fingers crossed we can make it happen. A little bit nervous what the tracks are going to be like when we get out there, because there's been rain, and usually Brady and I come out in the middle of summer because it's hot. So I'm also a bit nervous just because normally our plan is to sit water, but if there's lots of surface water, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. So yeah, fingers crossed we can make it happen, and that we can adapt on the fly to find something, because we both are desperate for some meat. As you guys all probably know, the bloody grocery prices have gone ridiculous, and yeah, if we can come back with a couple 100 kilos of meat, we'll be stoked. guys, so we're at our favourite donkey spot now. We set up camp, got firewood, got everything we need, and we're about 1.5 2 k's from where the watering hole is that we're going to go to, and we're just going to walk in there and sit the evening and hope something happens. If not, then we will be there probably for the next 4 days until one does turn up. We've seen a little bit of sign, not heaps, but that's kind of to be expected with the amount of heli shooting that's happened in the last few years. So we just got to hope that our perseverance and grit gets us through.
down.
I'm gonna move them closer.
Oh no, don't do that. Oh.
Got your rangefinder?
Yeah, I got my rangefinder. You know, I break it.
Nice. Tell me if you want me to hold them. No, it's coming off. Yeah, put these on. Nice, good shot. Good shot.
Alright guys, what I'm about to show you is a little bit graphic, so if you are squeamish, probably just skip forward a couple minutes or something. But I want to talk through my shot placement, where I messed up and what I did well. After kind of going through everything, I'm actually happy with most of my shots except one. It's worked out alright because the animal didn't get away. I put it down pretty quick. But I want to talk through what I did, where I messed up, and what I could have done better so that you guys can hopefully learn from my mistakes. So I'm going to start with kind of my worst shot and we will move forward from there. And yeah, hopefully you can learn something from this. Again, if you're squeamish, like probably turn away or move on, and I hope you guys learn. Like at the end of the day, that's what this is about, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. Yeah, so I was shooting my new 300 Win Mag with 180 grain ammunition. The first shots were made at 312 meters, and a couple more shots were made at 500, and the final shots we raced in and made them at 200 meters. That rifle is sighted in for 200 meters. I haven't done much shooting at 500 meters, but because I had already hit two, I wanted to finish those off and get more lead into those animals before they ran off. So I'm not too sure which order this animal was hit in, and so I could have made a good shot to start with, I could have made a bad shot to start with, I'm not too sure. One thing I didn't account for is we were actually higher than the donkeys, and I didn't account for that when I was shooting, so my shots actually angled down through the body, and so I actually should have been aiming much higher on the animal. If you look here, what you can see is that this is one of my entry runes, and I'm really happy with this shot here, but it did exit down low. Down through here, so it is a good shot and it is going through, but I honestly think that shot could have been another, 5-10 centimeters higher for a much more just more margin of error. I think when we gut this, we'll probably find that I've taken out both the heart and the lungs, and that's all good. But I think if I'd aimed higher, it would have just been a better shot. I'm still really happy with that shot. The shot that I'm actually not happy out of all the animals is this one right here. It's just too far back. And you can see what's happened is it's just, with that downward angle, I've hit low, it's not gone across, it's just exited really, really low. So again, I'm not really happy with that. I didn't account for that downward angle, and it showed in this. So those were my first two shots. I ended up, that shot right there is fatal. It would have been dead quite quickly, but I did actually put a final shot in, and it was actually in this position at 200 meters when we raced in. Anything that was moving, I just put down immediately. I don't want animals getting up. I don't want animals being in suffering. So my opinion on this has always been, if it's alive, if it's moving, you put more lead into it. Yes, you may lose some meat, and we have lost meat in this situation, but I would much rather the animal dies quickly and we kind of get to respect it as much as we can in that. You know, we are going to eat these animals, and we're going to probably be here until 2 or 3 in the morning butchering. So we'll walk over to the next shot that I made. So the next shot that I made was on this yearling follower. And the first, it was actually pretty much in this position from when I was shooting, and I was shooting from that angle. So I didn't have a lot of options. I didn't want to risk it running away. So I made a shot that I thought had dropped it instantly, but I actually ended up doing a bit of what they call a Texas heart shot. Not particularly happy with it. And then I ended up doing a coupe de grace on this one as well. It would have been fatal, but again, I took a shot at 200 meters on this one, and I thought I'd knocked it out completely and it was all dead. When we came up, it was moving. It obviously would have been, you know, dead and in probably seconds. But again, I'd much rather just a final finisher, and the animal kind of gets to die a bit more peacefully. We'll move on to the next one. This one here, again, I'm actually really happy with this shot. This one's hit the heart-lung area, kind of where I was aiming. At those longer distances, at 300 meters, is longer than I would like to normally be shooting it. But in this situation, I didn't have an option. They weren't going to come into the water, and they weren't going to present a nice steady shot. So I waited until that front one waited a minute, and then I took my shot. So this one, really happy, heart-lung shot. It didn't go down straight away, and I'm kind of surprised on that. And I ended up doing a finisher at 200 meters as well. So again, it was all done pretty quickly, but that is a fatal shot. It would have been down quite quickly. And as you know, but I had the option. I'm happy to spend the money on ammunition. It's irrelevant really when you can put an animal down quickly. And this one here, and this kind of goes to show that kind of shot placement. This one here was a heart-lung shot. Again, this is higher than that first one that I showed you, and this is kind of where I wish I shot all of them, because I think that got that better trajectory. But that's the only shot on this animal. It went down relatively quickly, and I think when we butcher this, we'll probably find that, again, the heart or the lungs are both taken out. So yeah, I hope you guys can learn something from all of that. I wanted to go through and explain all of that so you have an understanding of what my logic was. I definitely should have accounted. We were on the top of a ridge, and it's probably only 30 meters above where these animals are. But I think, you know, over 300 meters and then 500 meters, that distance is quite a lot. That first shot was 313 meters, and when they ran to where they are now, these shots were at 525, and then we moved into 200 and did those last few finishing shots. So yeah, like I hopefully that explains kind of what my thinking was. I am a fan of the heart-lung shots, but I have found with the donkeys that they are incredibly tough animals. They are quite resilient. I did notice, this is the first time using that 300 Win Mag on donkeys. Just the sound of the impact alone on the animals was just, it's way more of a thump. Like the impact is much harder than the 270 was. I suspect I might drop that weight down from the 180 grains and maybe go a 160 or a 150, just to get a bit of a flatter trajectory, so to help me out with my shooting and whatnot. I'll be interested to see how that goes on donkeys. I suspect it'll still be very, very lethal with the amount of powder and the projectiles and what I choose. But that's something for me to play around before the next trip. Yeah, I hope that kind of explains what we're thinking. We're now going to gut all these animals, or at least open them up so they can start cooling and not bloat in the animals. And then we're going to start butchering everything. We'll probably be here till, yeah, as I said, 2 or 3. Like last time we shot 4, we were there till 1 a.m. and we'd already started before it got dark. We got lucky in this situation. We were about to actually move off, and I was like, oh, let's just stay for 5 more minutes until it's a bit darker. And it paid off. We kind of got lucky in that golden hour and we spotted them. And so we made all of our shots were made in the last minutes of light. You know, literally 15 minutes later when we were walking back to our bags, we were we were using my phone as a torch. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, I hope that helps, guys. Like I could have done better, and hopefully I'll do better again next time. I'm definitely super stoked with that custom 300 Win Mag. It was nice to shoot with that muzzle brake. It helped me keep on target quite a few times. We did, of the 7, 3 did manage to get away. They're all unharmed. They didn't put any bullet holes in those. I didn't hit them, I should say. So that's good. There's no wounding or anything. And yeah, we'll get to butchering. We'll probably still be out here for a few more days as well, because we did actually bring 1, 2, 3. We got 4 eskies. And about 500 litres, plus then we can empty out the food from the angle, which would give us another 80 litres. So we'll end up with about 600 litres we can use on meat. Yeah, I hope that explains it, guys. I want to be upfront and honest with you guys and show you what we do. But yeah, we're going to get into it, guys. It's about 11:15 now. We've got 2 donkeys completely butchered out, and we've just skinned out the 3rd one. So yeah, we're getting there. This will be the 3rd one. We get all the meat off, and then the 4th one we probably won't be able to get all of it because of the shot placement. But yeah, I think we're both feeling a bit knackered, but thankfully it's a nice cool night as well. So all the meat is setting up, getting really cold and chilled before we even chuck it in the eskies. So if you can't tell, I'm knackered. Oh. We're cooking breakfast. We slept in till, I don't know, it's about 9:30 probably now. Because we didn't get to bed till like 2 a.m. So yeah, we're just going to cook breakfast, and then we'll go do the same thing all over again. We've actually still got esky space, believe it or not. So if we can knock out a few more donkeys, we'll be pretty stoked. We have booked off this entire week, but we were aware that the rain is coming in possibly tomorrow, and if the rain comes in, we'll probably have to get out of here because the tracks will just disintegrate almost overnight. So that'll be kind of a play it by ear thing, and yeah, at least we've got meat now, and we know that if we do have to bail, it hasn't been a wasted trip. I've never a wasted trip, but I did buy all this food for a week, so we're gonna have to eat a ton in the next 24 hours. So we had hoped this rain was going to hold off until this afternoon, but it's hit. So it's basically going to rain for days and days and days now, which means we need to start making a move. We're going to get ourselves on the road. We're going to take the long ways back out, and hopefully we see a donkey and we'll run and gun for a little bit. And if we do see a donkey, we'll take it. And if not, we will be moving out of here. And that'll be the end of the hunting trip. That was supposed to be 5 days and what, 3 days?
3 and a bit.
3 and a bit instead of 6 days, I should say. So, but nothing we can do about it. We knew if we got rained out, we needed to get out before we got destroyed. So, yeah, stay with us. It might get boggy and disgusting, and we may still end up getting bogged on the way out, or we may get a donkey. None of you will ever like this. Don't go donkey hunting. Brady, I'll eat that. You won't want it. It's like 5:15 at night. We are still butchering. That's all got to be cut up. Oh, Missy, come on. We've got lots of ribs that we're cutting up. That bottom Yeti is full. That top Dominic is pretty close to. It's going to be a bit close. It's going to be a long night where I'm hoping to get this all butchered. We've still got to mince all of that meat. We've got more downstairs that's cooling in the freezer. So yeah, big night. This is the part that everyone always forgets about. It takes 2 seconds or a couple minutes to shoot 4 donkeys, and then it's we've literally been butchering all day, getting all this sorted and packaged up, and this will be feeding us for a really long time. So stay with us, guys.